G'day, folks, and welcome to the Vookcast, Australia's Nintendo podcast. My name's Oliver Brandt, and in this episode, I'm joined by Angelo Valdivia,
Hey, paisanos.
Luke Anderson,
Hello there.
and Michael Goncalves.
Hey, team.
We've got a big, long episode lined up for you because we've been off for quite some time, so we'll just jump right into the first story. Nintendo's made another acquisition. This is not a common thing, but it seems to be getting more common. We've had
Fifth acquisition in
more.
5 years.
Yeah, a few more over recent years. Nintendo is acquiring Bandai Namco Singapore. It will become Nintendo Studios Singapore, so it will be a development house in Singapore. So Nintendo is acquiring 80% of the shares of the company to begin with, and then will eventually pick up the rest of the shares as well in the future. I don't know why they're doing that. I'm assuming it's some weird like business tax avoidance thing, because that's usually what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, the deal is expected to close in April 2026. Bandai Namco Studios Singapore has worked on a number of games for Nintendo, including Kirby Air Riders, Splatoon 3. They've worked a little bit on Pikmin. They've worked on new Pokemon Snap, where they were like one of the lead devs on that. They did supporting work for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Mario Kart World, ARMS. They did a bunch of stuff for other games that I'm forgetting the name of. They've done Nintendo games quite extensively. They also have supported things like Tekken 8 inside Bandai Namco, as well as Elden Ring. They helped a little bit on Death Stranding 2 development. This is also, as Luke was trying to say, the second company that Nintendo picked up that has worked on Death Stranding 2. The first one was Dynamo Pictures, which is now Nintendo Pictures, which, as you remember, was the one that did the weird Pikmin and shit a little while back. More interestingly, this is the studio that was said to have originally been working on Metroid Prime 4, and that before it moved over to Retro. That's not confirmed, but it's pretty much confirmed. Let's be real. This is interesting. This also comes at a time when Nintendo is sort of expanding its services into Southeast Asia. So like shortly before this happened, they opened up an eShop in Malaysia, right? And then Singapore as well.
Something like that. And they also added, they're starting to add Thai support to a number of their games.
Yeah.
So,
they are definitely expanding into the region. But obviously this is like a fairly reasonable pickup for them. Like obviously this studio is very well acquainted with Switch hardware, and is quite good at it. They also developed their own game, Hiragami, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which was a nice little platformy kind of game, but it remains to be seen what they'll be doing under Nintendo. But importantly, this isn't like an industry consolidation thing, because it's just moving from one big publisher to another big publisher. So, you know.
What's funny about that Hiragami is that it wasn't actually, published by Bandai themselves. So a bunch of developers inside the studio made a game, and Bandai said, no, we're not going to publish that. So they went to an indie publisher. So you had a Bandai Namco's Singapore developed title published by another independent company from elsewhere in the world, which is just kind of bizarre.
Yeah. Just quickly, Michael, the sound is coming through, yeah.
I knew it.
The echoes, yeah. Angelo, you're muted still.
Mother. I just so smugly said that I was about to message him quietly about it.
You were very quiet about it.
You were very quiet about it. For context for our listeners, we've had just every tech issue possible prior to starting
it's all right.
this. So.
We've only been podcasting for 6 years. It's fine.
Yeah. Anyway, when everybody fixes their audio,
Right,
does anyone have...
Sorry, broadcast is now on, so...
Okay, hopefully...
Perfect.
I think we're good, yeah. Anyone have any strong thoughts about this? I'm assuming not, because it's a company acquiring another studio, but...
I don't have any thoughts other than strong thoughts.
It's like when they picked up Next Level Games, like their partnership with Next Level was just so tied together at that point that it made sense for that to happen. And Singapore, Bandai Namco Singapore have developed so many games with Nintendo that again it makes perfect sense for them to be part of the company. Like out of the 3 game acquisitions recently, Shiver Entertainment's the one that doesn't make a lot of sense because they never did anything directly with Nintendo. But yeah, it's fine. For a lot of the folks here, I don't think anything's going to change drastically. Instead of having Bandai Namco art on the walls, they'll end up with Mario art on the walls. So
I think really the only thing that's going to happen is that Bandai Namco Singapore is no longer going to work on non-Nintendo games, which, you know, for them is probably not a terrible thing. You know, they get security and.
The other reason I think this is happening is too because Bandai Namco spun up a Malaysian studio about 2 years ago, about a year before Tekken 8 released, and they've sort of become like the default support studio for a lot of the stuff that Bandai's doing. So I think they realize they don't need 2, and with Nintendo basically contracting everything out from Singapore anyway, they sort of like, well, yeah, I think.
But no, I mean it's good that they're sort of expanding into like places like Singapore as well. Their Southeast Asian initiative to like improve access to the eShop and access to services in Southeast Asia is a really good push. So this is
Singapore also will have one claim to fame that no other country will have. So they're opening a Nintendo headquarters in Singapore, like we have here in Australia. We have it down in Melbourne. They'll have Singapore Studios, so a development house, and Singapore will also be the only country, the only place in the world that also has Super Nintendo World in the same same town as a development arm of Nintendo. So I'm not saying that's like the reason. It's not like the reason they did this, but like it's just the only place in the world that has a Nintendo World also has the only place that has Nintendo. The 3 of them is Singapore. So
yeah. But yeah, actually went to the Bandai Namco offices in Singapore when I was in Singapore earlier this year. It's really nice. They wouldn't let me inside, but I know somebody who works there, so they were like, "Yeah, we can like show you the front door," and I was like, "Cool, that's what." And then that was it. I had to leave after that.
So by that, I've been to the Nintendo of America headquarters because I drove past it in a pickup.
To be fair, you can't just go to it, right? Like it's up a secure elevator, so I got to go to like that entrance where they showed like where they had the
sort of like the lobby of the place. Yeah.
Just wasn't allowed to see the computers, which fair enough, honestly. Another interesting one. All of those free Switch updates for Switch 2, they were all apparently developed not by Nintendo but by Panic Button. So Panic Button is the developer that brought Doom, Doom 3, Doom Eternal, Wolfenstein, Skyrim Anniversary Update, Apex Legends, Warframe, Rocket League. They worked on all of those ports, and yeah, they also did the Switch 2 updates for Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe, Super Mario Odyssey, Super Mario 3D World, and Bowser's Fury, and ARMS as well. So all of the free ones that they did, except Splatoon, I think, because that was after the fact.
That was afterwards.
But yeah, I mean, it's really interesting the relationship between Panic Button and Nintendo now, because like at first it wasn't really like they didn't really have much of a relationship at all. Like Panic Button was doing like kind of weird hacky things to get games working on Switch. But obviously they were really successful in that. Like Doom was one of the first impossible ports, as they called it. And that was incredibly impressive at the time. So I guess they ended up getting closer to Nintendo and working on that tech stack. They got the chance to do that. They're also working on the upcoming Borderlands 4, right? That's Panic Button.
Yeah. Panic Button are the lead devs for the Switch 2 version of Borderlands 4. So
which was recently indefinitely delayed. So
yep.
That's fun.
I think Panic Button's sort of done what Factor 5 did on the Nintendo 64. Factor 5 hacked the 64 to bring music. I think it was with MUSX, or what was the name of it?
Yeah.
For like the Rogue Squadron game and that. And then because they did so well, Nintendo reached out to them very early on in the GameCube's development, and they sort of brought them on board to help with some stuff there. Not the Panic Button's like helping develop tech for Switch 2, but just in terms of they proved that they have the chops to do something fun or different with the existing hardware. So they were sort of given a chance to contribute on the new one. So I think it's cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all for Panic Button. They do fantastic work. So I'm all for them continuing to work with Nintendo. Hopefully they'll do more. There are a whole bunch of games that I really wish would get Switch 2 updates or upgrades, paid or free, I don't care. I want all the Xenoblade games to be updated.
I just want them all to be updated, to be honest. Like, just
yeah,
let's
every
just cut
first-party
this
Nintendo
shit.
game.
Just get them updated. So many of them would like actually vastly improve just to get an update.
Yeah.
Like Luigi's Mansion 3, like with his 60 FPS and like higher res up. That game already looks stunning. Like, goddamn.
Yeah.
It would just be so nice.
Well, then like Pikmin 4 as well. Like that got an update but didn't get a Switch 2 update. It's like that's using like Unreal. Like that has so much scalability.
Wasn't there the rumor that the Switch 2 update was supposed to come, but it was delayed because it wasn't ready or something?
That was a rumor, yeah. I mean, who knows if that's the case? But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of weird stuff around that. But yeah, just like make more Switch 2 updates.
Like, I think everyone's just sort of assumed that like you get this initial batch and then like Nintendo would just drop more in like the coming months, but it just hasn't happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I assumed that like Metroid Prime Remastered would get it because like, Metroid
It's a
Prime
no-brainer.
4 is using the exact same engine and the same.
And really, all you need to do
interface.
is a res bump, really.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
I mean, if they do the
Might-
res
might
bump
quick
and
export
the 120 hertz support, like
Yeah.
that would be.
Or if they add mouse support, that would be also
Yeah.
be sick.
It'll just be like every other Nintendo thing where like they'll do an initial wave and then there'll be a 3-year break and then they'll be like, oh, everyone's been dying for new Pokemon Snap. Here you go. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I mean, they have done a couple others. They also did. What was the most recent Switch 2 edition that was like surprisingly cheap?
From Nintendo?
Yeah, they did one right where it was like $5. I can't remember.
Oh, Animal Crossing is going to be like $8.
Oh yeah, Animal
Yeah, I was
Crossing.
gonna say there's Animal
yeah.
Crossing, but
is like $5.
That's not out yet.
Yeah.
I'm actually
like,
keen to
you
dive
know-
into that. That'll be good.
That should be free. Like, looking at the upgrade, like, that
Well,
should be free.
It's also one of the best-selling games on Switch, so you
Yeah,
absolutely
they
should.
don't really need it.
I mean, there hasn't been
mean-
there hasn't been a Switch 2 upgrade for Mario Kart 8 yet, has there?
No, because I
No.
mean, why would they when they have another game to sell? They don't want another game, another Mario Kart game competing with
their own game.
Well, the one that's
With
still
their game.
selling really well. Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, Mario
Like,
Kart
what-
World is also selling really well, so yeah.
Sure.
Like, the choices of these games as well, like, of the initial batch, obviously, none of those games are awful. Like, don't be wrong. But, like, Game Builder Garage and, like, Captain Toad, like, like, Captain Toad's awesome, but, like, I wouldn't have pegged it as, like, a game to get a Switch 2 upgrade off the bat. Like, it's odd.
I'm assuming that the games chosen were like variants of Nintendo's internal engines, and that
Yeah,
each one
that
of them
makes
is like
sense.
representative of each one of the internal engine variants. And that's why it's like that, but like as a proof of concept kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. It was a real weird choice.
I'm
I
still
mean,
so
to be fair-
sad that. Sorry, you guys.
I was gonna say, to be fair, Captain Toad slaps, and that was
Captain
Yeah,
Toad
100%.
does that.
That's what I'm
It's a
saying.
great
Like,
choice.
it's a great game. It's just like I'm just surprised that was
Yeah,
chosen.
yeah.
I also think
Um,
like nobody was like playing like Captain Toad and being like, this is really good, but it would be even better if it was in 4K. And it's like
I mean,
nobody
but-
was thinking that. It already looks
100%.
fucking gorgeous.
And,
But the fact
and
that
it
it
is better in
happened, though.
4K, but just like again, nobody expected it.
Yeah. No, but the fact that it happened, though, my partner and I were like, we got to play some Captain Toad again. So we just immediately did. Like,
Yeah.
Like I'm holding out on a Switch 2 upgrade for Brothership. I think that
yeah.
sorely needs it.
We
like,
need.
real
I've still,
bad.
it's still there, not being like used at all. So,
That's the funny thing
Um,
is that some of these games that have been given these free updates, like the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, sure, but some of these games are like, oh, it's nice that they're in 4K, or nice that they've had a resolution bump or a texture bump. That's great. But then there are games that actually need it, and they're
Mhm.
not getting anything. And it's like,
Yeah. Like dropping
Yeah,
one
like-
for arms is wild.
Yeah,
Like an
Especially because that game hasn't
absolute
had any
wild pick.
content since 2018.
Totally.
Well, considering that, like, you know, Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door came out, and everyone's just, there was that massive argument about 30 FPS versus 60. It's like, well, they could just solve the
Totally.
problem immediately.
100%. But then they modified the game so it worked better at 30. So like now they
Yeah.
got to be like, well, do you unmodify it to?
But it's but even in saying that, like, it wouldn't have been a surprise to them because they've been developing
No.
the Switch 2 for how many years? So it's like,
Totally.
it's a problem that they made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite sentence.
It keeps coming up with Nintendo, huh?
Yeah.
Just stepping on rakes, their own little internal rakes.
Yeah.
And it's the same for Animal Crossing. Like I understand why it's not 60. Like I get it. But yeah, this goes back to what we just said before. Like it's a Nintendo's own problem. Like
I'm so excited for the Switch 2 update because like you can have like 12 people, 16 people on your island now.
Well,
And I'm so excited to see the one by one
Whoa,
people
that-
joining animation.
I know, right? That's
like
insane.
I would first of all, I'll be amazed. I'll be amazed if it actually gets to the 12th person without it
Just
dropping
like
out.
crashing, yeah.
Like straight up. Like even with the what was the old limit? I can't remember.
4.
Was it 4? Was it 4 before?
I thought it was 8.
6? I don't know, whatever it was, right? I don't think I ever had a single time where we tried to like max out Animal Crossing, or even close to max out Animal Crossing, and the game just like couldn't fucking handle it.
Yeah.
It was just like
You have
I'm
like
out.
2 other people on your island, and like it takes 40 seconds to like use a shovel because your character just like stands there spinning the shovel for ages.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And like guys, I think okay, it's gonna be 2026. Can we stop tying gameplay to the fucking FPS of games? Like, can we just stop it? Like, holy shit! Like, this has become such a problem for the past like 20 years, and it still happens. God damn.
I mean, if you're trying to replicate like an 8-bit NES game, I can understand putting like a limitation on frames there. You're going for that specific style. But if your game is made for like a modern look, then hell no.
I mean, they're like,
it was 8 players, by the way. You guys were right.
It was 8 players, okay.
I mean, there are still modern games where it's just like, like Tales of Arise is one that I think of. Tales of Arise is like a 2019, 2020 game, most recent game in the Tales of series, and like
Most recent unique or original game.
yeah,
They've
they've been
remastered
doing
everything else
shit tons of
since.
remasters since. But like that has like, you know, it's 60 FPS. But if you play it on PC, it lets you unlock the frame rate. But unfortunately, when you unlock the frame rate, it just like messes up how damage is applied to enemies because it's like an active combat system, and how damage is applied to you. So if you like do an attack, it will like accidentally hit them like 3 times. But if they attack you, it will also hit you like 4 times. So it just like makes the game so much harder, because they just tied it to frame rate. Like the damage calculation is like, we check if the hitbox is inside every 60 frames. So if you're above that, you just apply it multiple times.
This happened in Peak recently, and this was an accident, so it's not obviously as bad. But they found that climbing vines in Peak was just tied to your frame rate, like how fast you climb vines. It was a total mistake. And they're like, sorry.
That's rad.
That's literally just like a little right-click assign animation to delta time or whatever in the game.
Yeah.
engine. Like, it's such a silly oversight. My favorite example of this was the first time I discovered this was a thing. It was in Skyrim. Returning to it years later, and yeah, I think I had a mod or something like that unlocked the frame rate or something, and yeah, going out and finding a giant for the first time, the one that's hanging out with the goat. And then it just clobbered me, and I just got absolutely launched into outer space. So I didn't realize that that gravity was tied to frame rate. It's absolutely brilliant.
Just while we're on that topic, because we mentioned Skyrim before as one of the ones that that Panic Button worked on, and recently Skyrim got an update for, well, kind of. There's a Switch 2 version of Skyrim. It's using a stupid thing where it's not an upgrade. Like it's not like a Switch 2 edition upgrade. You essentially, it's a conditional discount, so you get 100% off the Switch 2 version if you own the Switch 1 version.
Like what Hogwarts Legacy did.
Yeah.
They got people complained Hogwarts Legacy didn't have an upgrade path. So they put this whole conditional discount in. So
So this is how it works. So yeah, also, like, if you have the physical version, you just get the digital version for free. That's nice. The problem is it's dog shit. It's a dog shit port. It's worse than playing the Switch 1 version on Switch 2. It is higher resolution. That is the only benefit.
This is how you know Switch 2 successful, when you start getting like real dog shit ports. Like this is we're in the meta phase.
Yeah. But the Switch 2 version of Skyrim is bad. I would highly recommend not playing it. It's got 250 seconds of input lag. Milliseconds rather, not seconds. Fucking that would be bad.
Jesus
Milliseconds.
attack.
250 milliseconds of input lag.
I will.
That's insane.
One of the things somebody wrote about, they said, I loaded the game up, and when the Bethesda logo comes on the screen, when you boot into the game, you hear the boom, boom, the Bethesda sound, and it already comes out of the left speaker. I'm like, that can't be true. So in between calls the other day for work, I literally booted up my Switch 2, jumped into the game, and yep, the sound only comes out of the left speaker.
Yeah.
Apparently the audio on that is mono.
Wild.
Yeah. It's bad. Hold on. I'm posting a link in our chat for you can see the input lag on Switch 2. And
The thing
Good
One
old
of the
John
things that-
Cartwright.
one of the
it's
things that I
also
laughed
still
at-
running at 30 FPS.
Yeah.
They did not upgrade it for 60
What?
FPS at all. Yeah,
Oh my
it's still running
God.
30 FPS.
Come on.
Literally all they did was add mouse support, so you can like aim with the bow, with the mouse, and upgrade the resolution.
Oof.
There was nothing else.
You can
It is.
you can aim with the bow with motion control on the Switch. It's not a huge upgrade for the mouse. The thing that I laugh at is in every single post that Bethesda have done, even when they sent out the press release when I got that in the morning, they're like, and you can get certain Zelda themed items in the game. And I'm like, you dumb fuckers, you could do that with the first game. That was the whole thing, is that you could have the Master Sword and the Hylian Shield and Link's Tunic from Breath of the Wild. That was like the big, look, Skyrim's on Switch, you can have Zelda items. But then now they're trying to use this as a reason to get the Switch 2 version. It's like, that's not exclusive to that.
Anyway,
You said
if
tunic like an Italian mobster. Your tunic.
You get a tunic for yourself there, boy.
Yeah, honestly, like if you own the Switch 1 version, like you may as well redeem the Switch 2 version, but just don't install it. It's not worth installing right now. Just if you want to
it's
play Skyrim on
also
Switch 2, just play the original.
three and a bit times the size. So Switch
Oh,
1
so this is the
version
other thing.
12, 15 gigs, something like that.
It's 54 gigabytes, which is bigger than the game on either PC or PS5. How did they make it bigger than the
making
PS5
it bigger
version?
than PS5 makes sense, because that's like the compression on PS5 is bonkers. Bigger than the PC version makes zero sense.
It's bigger than the. I think they just have the Switch 1 files, and then they like have slightly better textures that they also included. I think it is literally just the Switch 1 game and the Switch 2 game that they just mashed into one big file.
It's probably all the power they put into vanquish evil in the Master Sword. That's what it's taking up all the power.
Talking about crazy, like, while we're on the subject and not talking about Nintendo on a Nintendo podcast, the Helldivers 2 patch that dropped the game from 150 gigs to 25 gigabytes.
Yeah.
That's bonkers. How unoptimized was that? Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it was one
Anyway.
of those things where it's like they like duplicated like basically all of the
Yeah.
data like 5 times so that they could like have it on spinning disk drives, and then like they actually did the work to see if they could reduce that, and like spinning disk drives did not
Well,
like suffer
They
at all.
contracted a separate company to do that for
Yeah.
them.
So
Yeah,
Nixes is the company. They're a Dutch group, and for years they've basically been PlayStation's porting house, bringing like God of War and Spider-Man to PC, and they're a fantastically talented group of people. They're basically like PlayStation's version of Panic Button.
Yeah.
Like dedicated Panic Button. They know their technical shit, and they manage to pull off some pretty amazing stuff, which is really impressive.
But I mean, in this case, the technical stuff was not duplicating all of the data 5 times, because it turns out you don't actually need to do that even for spinning disk hard
So,
drives.
selecting four of the 5 folders of assets and deleting them.
Yeah. If someone accidentally did, right click copy, right click paste like 4 times on the whole game code.
Clearly,
I mean, that's
clearly
kind
their
of
paste
how it
function
works.
was running at 60 FPS in a 30 FPS environment. It just paced multiple times.
But yeah, I don't know why Skyrim is like so big on Switch 2. It really shouldn't be. Like, it's bigger than the Xbox version, bigger than the PS5 version, bigger than the PC version of the same game. And it doesn't have the improved lighting. It doesn't have like the super high res textures. Like, what are we doing here, man?
That's
They
so
just
stupid.
fucked it up. So Yeah. I don't know why this is in here, but Luke makes the schedule now. PGA Tour 2K25 is coming to Switch too. I know
Okay.
everybody is really, really excited to play PGA Tour on the Switch too. So
Looks like
So-
Angelo's playing right now. Back to tea.
I put this in for one very specific reason. That is that the first game actually did come to Switch, so PGA Tour 2021. But it didn't have the course creator. It didn't have online multiplayer. It was basically single player, career, and that was it. And then the second one, they said, no, we're not going to bring that to Switch because the first one didn't sell well. And it's like, yeah, because it was like 30% of the full game. And then they decided to bring this one. The main reason I think this is cool is just because the actual studio that makes it, HB Studios, apart from I don't like them personally, but they actually do a game every 2 years. So they'll release a game and then they just spend 2 years releasing new content for it, which I think is kind of cool. That's how they do it, rather than just trying to pump out a new game every 12 months and calling it revolutionary. So, yeah, I just think it's just nice that we're getting a bit more support from 2K on the Switch. So I thought it'd be fun to put in there.
Alrighty. We've seen the first photos of Link and Zelda in during the production of the live action
This was so
Legend of
long
Zelda
ago.
film. It was so long ago, but it's been a really long time since we recorded. So here we are. Yeah, they showed
Almost in a
pictures.
month.
So yeah, Nintendo released their first official shots. This happened like a couple days after like people started getting like shots from a distance in New Zealand because open filming. Yeah, it also like there were a couple other characters that you can see in there, but nothing's been said about them so far. Yeah, the movie's coming out on the May 7th, 2027, so there's a long way to go for this one, but yeah, I mean, they look good.
The leaked photos the leaked footage was interesting as well because something that I'm interested about with the casting is that Dickon Lachman was cast or is seen to be cast as Impa in the film. She's a great actress, and I think she's a
Yeah,
perfect
she's
fit
amazing.
to play someone like Impa.
Yeah.
So I'm actually really I was a lot more excited to see this film after seeing that she's in it. I hope she has like an
Her
actual.
name is in something else the other day. So, oh, Avatar, the new Avatar season 3.
Oh, is she?
She's in that too. So,
Yeah, she was in Severance, and she was also in one of the seasons of Agents of Shield as well as the
Mhm.
leader of the
She was in
Inhumans.
Dollhouse way back in the day.
Yeah, and then like
And remember
what's-
Dollhouse?
Home and Away or Neighbours, one of
Mhm.
those two.
Remember Joss Whedon?
I try not to.
Try not to, yeah.
These images look sick though. Like
Yeah.
no notes.
Yeah,
Casting
They
is
look great.
spot on. Like we were a little bit iffy on the casting when we first saw it, but like
Yeah.
goddamn, like they look fantastic in costume.
Yeah.
it makes me wonder if like Weta is doing the actual props and stuff, because those things look really, really good.
Yeah, I want to
I feel like
filming in New
half the
Zealand-
reason to film in New Zealand, right, is that like Weta's just there, so you may as well get him, right?
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
But
maybe,
Yeah,
but it
I
also
mean-
could just be the Hyrule landscape that they're looking for as well. That
Yeah,
matches
yeah.
Breath of the Wild
Yeah,
and
it
stuff too.
definitely does.
I just want to know if they're going to film a water temple. They'll use the Avatar filming set, I wonder.
I mean, the good thing about this is
such
that,
a large amount of the movie though.
is that we see like Zelda as an archer here, so she's not going to be a passive character, which is really good. I think people were concerned about that like most Zelda stories, Zelda kind of just gets whisked away or is in trouble or a damsel in distress or whatever, right? Like it kind of happens like that. I mean, even in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, right? She's not a damsel in distress. She's actually doing shit, but she's just like, oh yeah, no, Zelda's definitely doing stuff just off screen.
Yeah.
So now they are, seeing her have her bow and shit, like, hopefully she does actually have a really active role in the story. Because I thought they did a fairly good job with that with Peach in the Super Mario Brothers movie. So yeah. I'm guessing Luke is getting a package.
Probably. Bye, Luke.
Or just really needed to piss, like, could go
Yeah.
either way.
He might have said something and then just didn't come through the microphone.
Yeah.
No,
Gotta go
it's a
away.
package, but
it was
it's
a
not the
package.
one I was expecting. It's another package.
Oh.
Cool, so he could be interrupted again.
Yeah.
So there was an update for the Game Boy app on Nintendo Switch and Switch 2. It was the last one, I think, right? No, the NES one was the last one to be updated. But Game Boy is now a classics game, so it has the improved button remapping and all of that shit. And it has like a little Easter egg where if you hold the stick in particular directions, you get a cute little boot screen Easter egg.
Does anyone else have that? I don't know if it's just me. That weird bug when you load up any of the new classics titles, that the initial load screen like is missing the top and bottom red bar for like half a second.
Yeah, for like just
Okay.
a brief bit. Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah.
That's all I had.
Now, Michael, like you weren't. I don't think you were here when we were talking about the Animal Crossing update, but like you get to play like certain Nintendo Switch Online games in that,
Inside.
and like we noticed when we were watching it that like it has like a much reduced border compared to the official thing, and I was like, dude, why? Like I was like, Michael was gonna be like so pissed at this because like just get rid of the border. Let us have different borders.
I generally at this point I don't understand. Like, just have an option to like. I don't know what their worry is or what their deal is like about it. Like, if they're worried about people not knowing the controls or whatever, fine. The home button still works. You can always get out of the app. Like, that's never an issue. Like, it's at this point, it's a weird choice to make. Just let people turn it off.
I think it is purely like just Nintendo being like, if somebody is streaming this, they will see the border. Like the person watching it will see the border and know that it's an official Nintendo thing. Whereas if they didn't have the border, it could be the Nintendo thing, or it could be another emulator. And it's like
that's a bit of a stretch. Like a lot of the time when people are streaming like content like this, they're cropping out. Anyway. They're cropping the stuff out because it's a 4:3 image, so there's no point. Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's really odd.
Stupid, but hey, if you want a slightly reduced border, you can play NES games within Animal Crossing.
Well, I mean, like once again, if only it was a problem that Nintendo could solve.
Yeah, I mean, it's just impossible to solve it. It's just intrinsic
to
emulation.
I can't see around this at all.
Yeah. There were a bunch of games added to Nintendo Switch Online since we last spoke. Kid Icarus and Battletoads are in there. Also Ninja Gaiden 2. Also the Game Boy version of Bionic Commando, which is fun. So yeah, there's now 79 NES games and 41 Game Boy games. Next week, very shortly, Rayman 2 and Tonic Trouble are coming to Nintendo Switch Online.
Hell yeah.
Rayman 2 is a banger of a game, so very much.
So is Tonic Trouble, my boy.
I've never played it. I'm really excited to.
Tonic Trouble was so good. I had that on PC back in the day, around like absolute arse on my 64 megabyte integrated graphics card.
Yeah.
Also, the first Ubisoft games to hit Nintendo Switch Online on any platform.
True.
Which, because we have GameCube and there's a shit ton of Ubisoft games on GameCube, means they've now opened the door for Splinter Cell and Prince of Persia and.
No, they haven't. They absolutely have not.
I say open the door. I'm not saying they're walking through it.
The door's open.
They could put the GameCube version of Beyond Good and Evil on there instead of that HD abomination they released a year ago.
Oh, it's not. When they fixed it. They updated it, and it's a lot more playable now than it was then.
Wait, yeah. Can you invert aim in that version?
I think so. I'm pretty sure you can.
Because you could not in the first HD remake, and that's why I couldn't play it.
Yeah. I'll put it up after this and confirm with you in a chat. Because yeah. And then just the other day, Wario World is on GameCube now.
Okay.
Which it was the first and ever and only 3D Wario game ever made. It gave Vook a reason to use the Wario art that we normally use for bargain guides, which is just like Wario surrounded by a bunch of like gold coins and shit. Just
the
for
key art for that game just really, really tells you the year it came out. It looks so on brand.
Yeah. But yeah, it was added ahead of the Fire Emblem game, Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness and Pokemon Colosseum that were promised to be coming to the service. So sure, why not add another one in there?
What's
Wario
also
World is a good one to break the mold with though, because like what a game!
yeah,
It's so fun.
and it's also funny because that game was announced 9 hours after the 2 Ubisoft games were announced.
Yeah, it was really weird. They are just like in the middle of the night, which never happens for us. It's usually like 11 a.m. When they announce new Nintendo Switch Online games. And this one just like happened at 1 a.m. for some reason. And then like a few hours later, like 9 hours later, they announced the Wario World. So I don't know what was up with that, but hey.
I love that
Alright.
Wario has amassed such wealth and he still runs around in overalls.
He's a practical guy.
He's
He's got to be ready.
he still lives a humble life.
I mean, Luigi has multiple mansions, and he still wears
That's true.
overalls. So
That's true.
um,
He's also literally haunted by everything in those mansions.
that's true.
Luigi has passed.
It's the curse of his wealth.
Alrighty. Not yesterday, day before, was the Game Awards. I had the
Yay.
displeasure of watching through all 4 hours of that shit. It was sure something. But there was a lot of stuff announced. So we'll go over the stuff that is kind of relevant to Nintendo first, and then we'll have a bit of a chat about other things that we saw that were interesting. So Leon Kennedy is coming back in Resident Evil Requiem. We already knew that this was happening because it's been leaked like 3 times at this point. But yeah, the way that it's going to work is that like there'll be sections with Leon and sections with Grace. Leon is more action-based gameplay. Grace is more like of a survival horror runaway kind of thing. Which sounds fun. I like both of those styles of Resident Evil, so I'm in for this. What I really love about this is that every single time Leon Kennedy appears in a game, they do like a sort of semi-drastic redesign of him, and they have done it again here. He just looks different in every single fucking game. It's
I mean,
so funny
there's
to
always
me.
like a significant passage of time as well between them.
Yeah.
So he also just looks much older. Which
He
is cool.
does. Well, I think it looks really good. I think this is probably the best looking Leon that we've had in a while. So, yeah,
He's also the first sellout because he drives a Porsche.
he does drive a Porsche, and it is like a proper Porsche because
Yeah,
they
they put on the Japanese page and they put it everywhere afterwards that it's
Yeah.
an official collaboration with Porsche that he drives.
If you also think about it canonically, I mean, when was the first Resident Evil? Like 96, 97, maybe 98?
Somewhere in there.
So the second one would have been a year later. So that was what, 30, let's say like 35, 36 years ago was that first game. He was like 22 or something when he joined
96.
the Raccoon. 96. So yeah, so the second one would have been like a year or two later, which is his first game. So he was like 21, 22 at the point. So like it's been 30 years. So he'd be like 50 IRL.
doesn't stop
Yeah.
him from roundhouse kicking a dude in the face though, as he does in the trailer.
Nah, dude. Brilliant. Spry mofo.
Yeah, I mean it looks rad. The game continues to look good. What we've seen of it on Switch 2 as well looks really good. So this should be fantastic. Really looking forward to it. Another Capcom one. This is going to be a bit of a theme. Capcom really showed up for the Switch 2 in the Game Awards.
Man,
They were just
back.
there in the
Glad
Game Awards
somebody
in
did.
general.
Yeah.
They're back for their GameCube era.
Yeah.
GameCube 5, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, so Pragmata was announced to be coming to Switch 2. This is a game that they announced a while back, and they've done a couple previews for. But it's one of those games where it's like really hard to get a grasp on what it is until you kind of play it. Thankfully, there is a demo on Steam, and there is a demo coming to Switch 2 at some point in the future. But it's like a third-person exploring, shooting kind of game, and you have to like hack enemies to weaken them, and then your main dude can like shoot them or whatever. It looks really good. A lot of people thought it was like a stealth Mega Man game to begin with, which I thought was a stupid premise, but I can kind of see it.
I heard that rumor yesterday, like people saying, "Oh, I thought this was a Mega Man game." It's like, I don't know what world you were living in, but nothing about this game at any point ever said Mega Man to me.
Did they just see a child in blue and they're like, "Well, is that Mega Man? Capcom, Mega Man?"
and there was robots stuff around it. So
Jesus Christ. Just imagine people just walking around the world seeing a child in blue. Is that Mega Man?
So yeah, they also are doing a an amiibo of the young girl Diana in there. So yeah, this is like the second, Capcom amiibo that they've announced, because there's going to be one for
This is
as
the
well.
fifth.
The fifth. Oh, yeah, because they did a whole bunch of Monster
There's
Hunter.
3 for
ones.
Monster Hunter Stories 3. Yeah.
There's also a
yeah.
Mega Man.
Is there a Mega
No,
Man?
for Switch 2.
The Switch 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for Switch 2, we've got the 3 for Monster Hunter Stories 3, the Grace Ashcroft amiibo, which we've not seen, and then the Diana amiibo.
Oh, I
Which
thought you
is
mentioned
weird
in
that we saw
general,
that.
like the amount of amiibos they've done. I definitely have the
this is
Mega Man
just
amiibo.
Yeah,
new ones, yeah.
outside of Nintendo, Capcom are the most proliferant amiibo creators around.
Yeah. As Vic pointed out, like the images that they released for this, it was like, it kind of seems like they took a photo of the front of it, and I was like, maybe we should also include a photo of the back of the amiibo, just because just from the front it doesn't look great. With the way that the weird thing goes, probably
Tentacle? Yeah.
yeah, the tentacle.
There we go.
The glass tentacle
With a
that comes out of the
child,
ground, yeah.
no less. Yeah.
Probably a good idea that they showed the back, but yeah, it looks like a nice amiibo. I think the hair looks kind of wonky, but I mean, it looks kind of wonky in game too because it's Capcom. So
What is up with the
again-
pricing of this game? It's so weird.
yeah, it's like
$92.95
$92.50.
for the normal edition and $107.96 for the
Yeah.
deluxe. What the hell?
I don't understand it. It's like a weird, like kind of budget, but not really game. It's priced $60 US, and I think they're just like weirdly translating that.
So yeah, $60 US is about 91.80 something Australian.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why they've just done it.
But yeah, it's a really weird situation. But I mean, the game looks nice.
I don't like her face. Her face creeps me out.
She's an android, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, this is just like Megan, that movie that everybody said was good and it was actually kind of shit.
Yeah. Fix her face.
Yeah. We'll come back to Capcom in a bit. But South of Midnight was announced to be coming to Switch too. This is a game from Compulsion.
Yeah.
I should know this. I interviewed like half the team about it. But yeah. So it's coming to Switch 2. It was announced just before the show, but it was revealed on stage as well. It kind of feels like they just accidentally revealed it early, but whatever.
Yeah.
This is the first Xbox game that will come to Switch 2.
Like,
also going
that
to
was
be
on
as well.
nobody's bingo card, right? Like, this game being the first Xbox game. Like,
No.
would never have guessed that.
No.
Like, it's not a bad one, like, at all. It's just, like, I'm surprised.
Yeah, this game, it looks really nice. It's got a really interesting story about like the deep South and like how black communities lived in the past in the South and how they live there now. It also just has some like really weird and curious musical sections that are kind of fun. But yeah, I think the gameplay itself, like it is the most aggressively this is a PS2 game that I've played in recent memory. Where like it just feels like an old game, for better and for worse. Like there's some things that I like about that, some things not so much. So, yeah, this game, a new game was announced called Out of Words. This is a stop motion style game. It's a co-op only game.
Well,
Yeah,
hang on.
it
It wasn't just announced. It was announced previously for other platforms. Just announced for Switch 2 at the show.
Okay,
Sorry.
I missed it previously, I guess. So
Yeah, it's been floating around for about a year now. So
There was a
yeah, I
game
mean,
that
it
got
looks-
announced, I want to say like 4 or 5 years ago, that was also stop motion. It looked exactly like this, and I was following it at the time, but I can't remember what it is. And it had a European name, and I always wondered if it was this one. I'm gonna
no.
dig into
This
that.
one gains sort of attention because Epic Games are publishing it, and they don't publish a lot of games. This is like one of those rare ones they were publishing, so it stood out for that reason when it was announced a year ago.
What you're saying is that it's going to sell like shit on PC because it's only going
Nope,
to be on the Epic
nope,
Games
nope.
Store.
It is 100% this game. This is that
Oh.
game. It was called Vocabulantis.
Oh.
I remember seeing it
Oh,
like,
yeah, that's literally in the article.
yeah, right, yeah. Okay. In this article?
Yeah.
It says, as
Oh,
you
you're
explore
right,
the
you're
world of vocabulary.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So yeah, it was called this. Yeah, and it was Yeah, I had a Kickstarter campaign back in 2020. I remember because I was like, this looks incredible. Like at the time, 5 years ago, and then it
Yeah.
just dropped off, and then it's come back as this. Okay, that
Yeah.
totally makes sense now.
Oh, yeah,
So I
it looks
wasn't-
good.
I wasn't expecting like the slight body horror vibe, like when the trailer played, and like I thought they just didn't have mouths, but it looks like they have mouths. They're just covered up, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, that's creepy as hell.
Well, back when it
Yeah.
got announced, they had like a kind of a creepier vibe. It wasn't like Little Nightmares or whatever it was called, but it was
Mm.
kind of like slightly uncomfortable in tone. And like now, yeah, it's a lot more. It seems a lot more vibrant.
It looks beautiful, like absolutely
does, yeah.
stunning.
Something else that also looks gorgeous. Orbitals. This is a Switch 2 exclusive that was announced at the show. It's sort of like an anime-inspired take on It Takes Two or Split Fiction kind of thing. Being published by Kepler Interactive, who had like 1 trillion games at the show. They were the people who published Expedition 33. So they have a lot of money to publish a whole bunch of other shit now. But yeah, Orbitals, Switch 2 exclusive. It looks incredible. It's like
So cool. It's such a vibe.
late 80s, like early 90s anime vibes. It looks so good.
So basically, it just reminds me of it's like if somebody took Hi-Fi Rush and then combined it with It Takes Two, and then threw like an 80s nostalgia filter on it. This is what you sort of get.
Oh, it's much earlier than that. It's very much like a Battle of the Planets or early Gundam, like 70s or something like that. Like it looks.
Yeah, I get a lot of
good.
Irresponsible Captain Tyler from it.
Yeah, sure.
One of those sort of things from that era.
Or even like a Robotech or something.
Yeah.
I'm so
called
so
Robotech. I
down
haven't
for
heard
this.
that name in a long time.
Robotech. Yeah, I was just watching it this year. Yeah, when I saw this come up on the Game Awards, my like attention was immediately piqued. I was like, oh, this is an Angie game.
Yeah, same. I mean, I'm super keen for this. It looks incredible. I'm over the moon that this is coming to Switch 2. Phasmophobia also coming to Switch 2. I feel like we knew this already, but I could just be because one of my coworkers did a preview for it and they told him. I can't remember. Either way, I feel like I knew this already, but yeah, Phasmophobia is coming to Switch 2. They'll have all the content released up to now. I don't think it's going to have crossplay. I don't think they've said.
No, they said 4-player online co-op, which, it's Phasmo. If you don't have, online co-op, you really don't have a game there. But they've not said anything about if it's crossplay or anything like that. But they've honestly, apart from the fact they put the trailer out and said it's coming, they haven't really said anything else about this version. So
Yeah.
Sort of mind blown. It was in the trailer that they sold 25 million copies of this game.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
It was
That's
the first
crazy.
real game that kind of like took off in the like modern, I hate this term, but the modern friend slop era.
Whoa.
It's I don't know.
I
I
It's
love
understand
that
just
what you mean. I totally
Yeah.
get it.
I love that term.
Phasmophobia, like peak, RV there, yeah, like those kinds of things that like get really popular really in like a short amount of time and then like kind of fall off, but get a lot
It's
of
all that
streamer bait and
viral
shit.
streaming crap,
Yeah.
just shareable videos of games.
So, yeah, it was the first one of those, so like I'm not surprised that it sold that much. Yeah. A Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, a game that is like a Lego, like an Arkham game, but just in Lego, is they gave it a release date, but not for Switch 2. This is like a very Switch 1 kind of thing where they announce a release date and then say, oh, also Switch coming later. But that's what they did here with the Switch 2. I completely just forgot that this was I didn't watch this part of the show because I was just like tapped out by this point. But yeah,
Oh, watched
I
it.
mean,
It was good. I'm totally down for this.
yeah, I mean, like I was already sold on the game last time I saw it, so
It looks like a Lego game and it looks like a Batman game.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. But it's also like the aesthetic of about 10 different Batman films
hmm
and jokes from each of them.
they also
Yeah.
put in the Bat Cycle, whatever you want to call it, from Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises is an option. They've confirmed that, and the Batmobile from the animated series is an option as well.
it's
So the big
basically like the Star Wars Lego, like
Yeah.
the complete saga or whatever they called that.
The
but
Skywalker
with-
Saga. Yeah.
Yeah, Skywalker Saga, but with all of the Batman films instead, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense because there's not continuity between any of them. But why
Doesn't
not,
matter.
man?
But the
Arnie's-
basic gist is that if you like the Tumbler from Chris Nolan's films, or if you like the Tim Burton Batmobile, or for whatever reason you like the Joel Schumacher, with the blue neon lights in it, you can have your favorite Batmobile as your Batmobile, which I think is kind of cool.
It is cool.
And most importantly, Arnie's Dr. Freeze is in it.
That's true.
Mhm.
Well, at least, his kind of version of it.
I think most importantly is that you can have a laser pointer and attack people with cats. That's
That's very
the
true.
number one point that I
That's
want to make.
really good.
There is something. Let me bring it up. There was something else. Obviously, Switch 2 doesn't have a date. Blah blah blah. But there's a standard edition and a deluxe edition, as there always is with these games. The deluxe edition comes with an Arkham Trilogy pack and rah rah rah. But in September of this year, they're releasing what they're calling a Mayhem mode, which features Joker and Harley Quinn as playable characters with their own abilities, and a new story mission with Joker and Harley as they break out of Arkham Asylum. Sorry, that's the first time they sort of announced that. So there's like a mini expansion with Joker and Harley Quinn coming. So that wasn't in the trailer; that was in the press release. So they just like threw that under the door at the end of it all. So. And if you buy the actual Lego Batmobiles that they're making next year, you get a code in the box you can scan to unlock those versions of the cars in the game.
All right, Luke, we're not being paid by Traveler's Tales. Jeez, calm down.
Maybe Luke
Yeah.
is. Maybe Luke
You're
is being
not
paid by the
advertised for
Yeah. And finally, Mega Man is coming back. There's a new Mega Man game, Mega Man Dual Override, which has been confirmed to be the 12th mainline entry in the Mega Man series. It's coming to both Switch and Switch 2 in 2027, as well as all the other consoles and PC and stuff. So this will be a Switch game that released 10 years after the Switch came out.
How wild is that we get like an 18-month lead time on an announcement for a damn Mega Man game?
Yeah, it's
It was so
crazy.
funny watching it
It's-
live because like so many people at the start of the trailer, how it's like zooming down the hallway, people were like, "Oh my god, is this Half-Life 3?" Obviously not. But everybody in the like YouTube chat was like convinced that it was Half-Life 3, and then it ended up being Mega Man 12, and
Half-Life
I was like,
3? What the
Yeah,
There's
the
a
way
lot of
Keighley-
rumors.
they just
Going on
saw.
about-
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jeff Keighley kind of like
Half-Life 3.
hinted at it and like tried to do it, and there's been like a lot of fire around it and shit.
There
They
were people
saw the
who thought
beginning
that
of this trailer and thought it was Half-Life 3.
Yeah, they thought, okay, mechanical doors, that's something that is in Half-Life 3, and then it's like
and a
obvious.
thousand other
This looks
games.
nothing like the
Yeah,
Half-Life
yeah,
world
no,
whatsoever.
But also like that weird obelisk that showed up in the desert or whatever, people thought that was a Half-Life 3 thing as well. And that
True.
also has nothing to do with Half-Life. Like there's no through line in the
Also,
aesthetic.
No.
I can't tell if this is a pre-rendered intro, but if it's not, this is some really beautiful ray trace lighting. I just want to put it out there.
Nah, this looks pre-rendered.
Yeah, I assume
100%.
it is pre-rendered. The fog
was-
coming out of the door when it opens up, it looks a little too good for
Yeah,
not
yeah.
pre-rendered.
I will say, we were like just entering that corridor, and in our little Slack chat, I'm like, Mega Man? Because I was watching the numbers on the side, which were the years that Mega Man games
Yeah.
released.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it was obvious to me from the get-go that this was Mega Man. It was insane to me that people were like convinced that this was Half-Life for any amount of time.
I will say, I've seen a few reactions of people watching it, and it gets to like, towards the end of the music or the Mega Man melody bit at the end, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, this is Mega Man!" It's like, you had to wait for the whole melody to play out before you realized it was Mega Man. It's a pretty iconic, noticeable tune at this point. Not that we've seen it in a while, but yeah. And obviously there is Mega Man next year as well as the one of the other legacy collections coming out. So
Yeah, the fucking Star Force or whatever it's called. I can't remember.
yeah,
Something like that.
This one needs to be good, man. It's been 84 years since a good
Does it?
side-scrolling Mega Man game.
Does it need to be good?
It needs
I
to
don't think
be good.
Capcom knows that.
I think-
You can send that memo to Capcom.
You know what's also insane to me? I'm just realizing it now watching the trailer again. There is a sticker here saying this game comes to PS4. By the time this game comes out, the PS4 will be 14 years old, and there are still PS4 games coming out.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Man, the
install
future
base for
sucks.
PS4 is fucking huge.
The future
Yeah.
sucks.
I mean, I don't think it is. Like, the thing is, like, these consoles are getting more expensive. They're going to get more expensive in the future. The fact that you don't have to upgrade to play games like this is good. Like, you don't
And
need the power of a PS5.
No, I
to
get
play
that,
this.
but also 2027, we're assuming will be the jumping on point for the next generation, or at least we'll start hearing about the next generation. And if they're still releasing on the PS4 because they still don't think people are buying PS5s, and we're gearing up for another generation, that's a pretty bad sign. for-
people are
for
saying
also-
PS6
going forward.
2027. It's like, okay.
It also
Well, I
just has
I
the
don't think it's going to be
Xbox logo,
affordable then.
so I'm assuming it's all
Yeah, it's Xbox
platforms.
One
Yeah,
and
it's just-
Series.
Well,
Yeah.
but it'll also just be PC, right? Like, and Game Pass and whatever, like just Xbox platform.
I mean, I think it looks good. I think it looks really nice. It's like nice and colorful and bright and the stuff that Mega Man should be, I think.
No, I don't know why Mega Man's like exposing himself towards the end though.
Yeah,
as
he
it's
opens
exploding
up
out.
his head and
He
takes
opens
off
up
his
all
clothes.
sorts of bits himself. I'm like, why am I seeing inside Mega Man right now?
Yeah.
There was something about the secret level Mega Man short was supposed to tie into this at some point, and I can't remember if that
Yeah.
actually happened.
I don't think they're following through on that. I think that was just.
They,
Also,
they did that with Pac-Man. The Pac-Man short became Shadow Labyrinth.
Also, they
mean,
missed the
I feel
opportunity
like
to
they
have
made
the game
Shadow
come out.
Labyrinth, and then they made the short. I don't
Oh,
think
100%.
one
Yeah,
became
yeah,
the other.
yeah.
They missed the opportunity of making this game come out in 20XX and then get rid of the XX and put the 27. Whatever.
Yeah,
Let me do the marketing
be
for you,
great.
Capcom. You guys suck.
Yeah. I mean, I think the other thing is, hold on, I'm posting another image in the chat. Where like the
See,
new
I love
model.
when you do this because I can't view any of this stuff until after we've finished
Yeah, I
recording.
know it's great.
Yeah.
The new model for Mega Man looks so much better than the one for
Oh
Mega Man 11.
god, yeah. Holy
Like,
shit.
look at how that looks like a fucking Mii fighter. Like Mega Man 11 looks like a Mii fighter. Mega Man 12 actually looks like a real character.
Because wasn't so 10 did the pixel art, right? They went back like the old pixel art style.
That was
And
9.
then I thought 10 did it as well, and then 11 they changed to the like trying to be modern versions of it.
9
It
was
looks
the 8-bit one.
constipated on the 11 one.
It does.
9 was the 8-bit one that came to WiiWare. 10... I can't remember what that one looked like. I think that was also another 8-bit one. And then 11 was the weirdo 3D one that everyone hated. And then at the same time, there was that other one, the other Shinji Mikami game. Was it Shinji Mikami? Mighty
Mega
Number
Man,
9.
Mega Man 10 was pixel art, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kenji Inafune did Mighty Number 9,
Sorry, yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, and
which
they
people
both-
are still waiting for their 3DS versions of that game.
Well, because everyone was like, "Oh, this is gonna be the
One day.
Mega Man killer," and then both games came out, and they're like, "Man, what happened to Mega Man?"
I mean, it
Probably
was Mega Man
20XX.
Killer, just not in the direction they thought it was going to
Yeah,
be.
yeah. But then, like, there was another game, 20XX, that came out, and people were like, "This is actually a way better Mega Man game."
And if you're a fan of the Mega Man X games, there's the what's that called? The Luminous Avenger. What is that called? Fuck.
Did anyone try the new, I'm going to segue, as I always do, the new Lumines game on PlayStation?
I have not.
Not yet.
I want to, but I have not because it came out on my birthday and I was busy with other things, so it just sort of fell.
Azure Striker Gunvolt is the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, there we go.
That's a really, really good
Gunvolt, yeah.
Mega Man X. That is one of my favorite games of all time.
Isn't
Intercreates
that on
did
Switch now as a trilogy?
Yeah, they did a remaster.
Yeah.
You can buy the original trilogy as well, or you can buy the remaster. Both are really good.
I will say, Intercreates, who did the actual dev work for Mighty Number 9, that studio pumps out games.
They're really, really fast at it, and really, really good.
Sometimes the quality is questionable, but
Yeah.
they're like 85, 90%.
I think
Strike.
when they do their own stuff, it's usually fine. When they get contracted to do stuff for other people, it's like whatever. But yeah, like all of their I don't know, all of their Azure Striker Gunvolt stuff is like really, really solid. They are just very, very good at that. Which makes sense because they made all the Mega Man Zero games, and those are the best games in the Mega Man
They're
series.
also the Bloodstain devs, right? The 8-bit Bloodstain?
Yeah. Curse of the Moon and Curse of
That's
the Moon
the one.
2, which is out already. Yeah. Really good stuff. But that's not who's making Mega Man 11, so 12 rather. So yeah,
To be fair, it could be them. Capcom do
it could be.
occasionally-
We don't know who's making
Yeah.
it really. Righty. So that's all the Switch relevant stuff. Other stuff could be announced for Switch 2 at a later point. It's hard to say. A lot of these don't even have platforms announced for them yet. So, some just said consoles. I was like, cool, that's helpful.
Which
But,
that annoys me to no end. It's like, what consoles you're aiming for. if you know you're going to be working for PlayStation 5, just say PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Don't say consoles like it's some sort of fucking state secret.
They just want to hedge their bets in case they like blow out development time by 3 years and then want to launch on PS6 and not PS5
and not end up with a cyberpunk situation. And I get that. I do get that. But it's like, and saying and consoles just makes you sound like a pretentious twat.
You could just say PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo consoles. Like, you can just, maybe leave out Xbox because who knows what the future of that's going to look like.
I mean, you'd have to leave out Nintendo too. Otherwise, Call of Duty would be on Nintendo by now.
It's not an inaccurate statement that they're coming to consoles. So
yeah,
it's not inaccurate. It's just. I think it's hilarious that they say that. With the, they know what they're aiming for, but they just don't want to tell the public what they're aiming for. It just sort of it annoys me.
But they probably just don't even know which consoles. They might not even know if they're coming to, Nintendo, for example.
So one of the games that was announced, Bradley the Badger, it just said on the trailer it said PC. In the press release it said PC, and they're exploring at what consoles they can bring the game to. That's how they said that, and I like that because it's like cool. Yeah. They're not confirming consoles, but they're like we're looking into what consoles. The whole PC and consoles implies they are doing it. They just don't want to tell you what they're doing. That's what I read.
What? So what is that game? I watched that trailer and I have no idea what that game is.
The Badger game? I don't fucking know.
What is that?
So
it feels like it's parodying other games.
I can explain it to you if you'd like.
I mean, can you? I don't think they can explain it, which is part of the problem of that trailer.
It looked like a scam to me. I'm like, what? This game is everything and also nothing at the same time.
So the whole point of this game is that Bradley is a Banjo-Kazooie type character, or Banjo type character. He's had all these games in the past. The development on his new game has stalled, which is why there's that live action sequence where he goes to the developer. Because the game development stalled, the game has broken. And as such, the tools that they used to create the game have fallen into the world, which is why he's got the control and why you can reshape the size and that. So as you play through, you'll see, if you watch the trailer, you'll see the checkerboard textures all over the place. Those are unfinished assets, and anything that's unfinished, you can actually interact with and manipulate. So you can manipulate the size, the scale, the properties of it, and all that sort of stuff. One of the things he uses, he picks up a vase and he turns out to be explosive in the trailer. So the whole point is, as you're playing through this platformer-esque world, you can interact with it and manipulate the world. It's kind of like Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts to me. Like, you can interact with that with the cars and stuff. This is sort of that, but more platformer. So, if that makes a bit more sense than what they were trying to show in the trailer.
Yeah, but is that real-world shit in the game?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, is there actual gameplay of the game? Has anyone actually played it?
I don't know if anyone's actually played it. This is pre-alpha according to the trailer.
It was pre-rendered according to my eyes.
And then
do you know the best part about having pre-alpha footage on a game that is set in a game that isn't finished is that you can just do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, exactly. It all means nothing.
So Evan Peters is the voice of Bradley the Badger, and he's also the real-world version of Bradley the Badger. He was Quicksilver in the X-Men movies, and he was in WandaVision as well as Ralph Boner. That was the character name. So, so that's sort of how the story and all this is coming together. This is why it's all Badgerborn and Cyber Badger and all that sort of stuff. So,
it just looked like a fake ad. Like, it didn't look like an actual real thing.
Oh, look, I'm not defending their presentation. I think it was a bad presentation.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying it was just confusing as to what that was supposed to be. I didn't know.
Every year at the Game Awards, there's one game that looks just completely fake as shit, and that was this one.
Yeah.
Last year it was Catly, which was obvious AI slop. But yeah.
The really cool thing for this one is the co-founders of the studio, Day for Night, David Soliani, the Mario and Rabbids director, and the writer of Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Redemption 2. So Christina, whatever the name is. So it's like just such a weird, one's like super serious open world cowboy shit, and the other's Mario and Rabbids, and they've come together to make this studio to make this game. So
yeah. We'll quickly go over some other as far as we know, Nintendo games. Coven of the Chickenfoot is the one that stood out to me the most.
That looks cool.
So this is from a new studio from Bruce Straley, who used to work on Naughty Dog. He was one of the creators of The Last of Us. really, really good. But yeah, Coven of the Chickenfoot. It's like it's kind of like what was it called? The
It
Last
reminded me of
Guardian.
The Last Guardian. Yeah.
Yeah, but like you're an old woman with chicken feet, and you're in like a forest. Or like it looks just gorgeous. It looks
But
really
you're also
cool.
guiding around this giant like golem
Yeah.
dude who's
Yeah.
kind of juvenile and curious about everything and really, really cute about it. It looks like a gorgeous little game.
There's like a cute moment in the thing where like a bucket falls onto his head, and then he picks up like a hat and puts it on her head as well, so that they're matching. And it's like, damn, this
Yeah.
is gonna get me. Like this is gonna be a great game.
Yeah, you know that at the end of the game that thing's gonna die. It's gonna be terrible.
Yeah.
I will say, I thought it was quite kind of funny that Bruce is there revealing his brand new game from his brand new studio, while Neil, his directing partner from Naughty Dog, is there picking up best adaptation for The Last of Us season 2. I just thought that was quite a bit of a funny thing that Neil's getting an award for a TV show and Bruce is out here making a game.
Well, it's funny, right? Because like I heard like Bruce really, creator of The Last of Us, and I was like, okay, I don't have to pay attention to this because I don't really care. There's gonna be another like cinematic like shooty game or whatever. I don't care. And then like that came on, and I was like, holy shit, this is incredible. Yeah, it was completely unexpected. So yeah, super keen on that. The new the Tomb Raider games. I'm sure Michael will talk about this a little bit more. The first one, which is the Legacy of Atlantis, right? That's the
second remake of the original game.
It's the next one
Yeah.
coming out, or the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
one coming out.
The first of the two to come.
They announced them in
The
reverse
second
order for some
remake
reason.
of the original game.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That one looks really good. The other one that they announced, Catalyst. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with the model for Lara Croft there. It looks completely different. It looks like they fucking slapped a TikTok Yassify filter over her. It doesn't look great. But
Insert
is-
Godfather, look at what they did to my boy meme here.
yeah. I mean, I said it looks like that. You know that that higher fans thing that like they like beautified Aloy.
Mm-hmm.
That yeah, it looks like that, and like not in a good way. So yeah.
And what's really funny is they confirmed after the show that the same actress, I can't think of her name off the top of my head and I apologize, but she's voicing Lara in both games. She's in
Because
some
they're supposed
stuff
to be like the
recently.
same continuity, and it's like, well, does she just like get a bunch of work done in between? Like, what the fuck is going on there?
She had to spend
It's so weird.
had to spend her treasure hunting money on something. She found all these
Yeah.
jewels.
Also, I can't remember who's I was going to say the original voice actor, but the original voice actor from the new trilogy games is Camilla.
Camilla Huntington or something like that.
Yeah, whatever her name is. Like, she's available. What? Why?
Yeah.
And that's the thing, it's supposed to be a continuation of that, but like she's established, right? It's like that's fine. I don't understand. Like the Tomb Raider timeline is all over the place. Let's be honest there. But it's like if they're trying to solidify it, having the look be between what everyone knows and what the recent trilogy was would make sense, and having the same voice actor, because Netflix, the animated series, they did the second season of that. It was just announced, and what's her face from Captain America?
Haley Atwell.
That's the one. She's the voice of Lara in that, and she's doing like a version of the reboot trilogy Lara voice. So it's sort of just a little weird in how they're doing
And
it.
the fucked thing about this, right, is that, like, Amazon's in charge of all of this. Like, Amazon could have continuity and make it work, but they just don't. I don't understand it. Like, it looks like 6 different, entirely unrelated projects, but they're all set in the same fucking universe.
It's like
weird.
Amazon looked at both Warner Brothers and Disney and Marvel and was like, Warner Brothers is onto something here. Let's do that with our open universe.
Yeah.
Let's have 6 different versions of the same characters.
All right, Michael, what interested you in the show?
I didn't write this down. I think Luke wrote this down for me. Thanks, Luke. But it is correct. The Free Shepherd looked really cute, I think, which is that the one where you play a sheepdog and you're just doing sheepdog things. And then also magic sci-fi shit is also happening.
Yeah, there's some magic
Cool.
turns up.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks fun. And I feel like this is sort of like the dog version of Stray.
Yeah.
So sit.
What?
I guess, yes.
But no. Yeah, no, my partner saw this and was like really keen on it. So was just
was
like a
weird.
related video when I was showing him the Orbitals trailer, and he was like, "Oh, dogs, click on that," and I was like, "Sure." And then it turned out to be like really his vibe. So yeah.
The thing I like about it is that there's no humans in the world that we've seen. It's like, so it really sort of leans to that stray vibe of, you know, being like an animal in a world that maybe they're not that familiar with, but who knows?
It definitely gives off that vibe. Like you're some type of like sheepdog that there's no humans left, but you're still doing your job because you're a sheepdog.
Yeah.
Luke, quickly run us through. There's a lot of shit there, but quickly run us through.
I mean, I'll just talk about Fate of the Old Republic. I'm on board with that, mostly because again, it's Star Wars and I like Star Wars. But the fact that Casey Hudson's back to direct it, he directed the original Knights of the Old Republic, and he was one of the original concept designers for the Old Republic, the MMO. And obviously he directed the first 3 Mass Effect games, so he's got a bit of a pedigree there. The only reason I'm not too excited is because the trailer doesn't show anything, and I will point out I picked it with Star Wars from the moment they went from the ship flying across space to the hand on the thing, because I noticed it's probably really sad, but I noticed the armband, the braces she was wearing was Star Wars in its design, so that's when I noticed it was Star Wars. But the reason I really don't care so much about it now is because the studio only formed this year. He started a studio last year with NetEase or one of those other Chinese Korean companies that bombed, and he started up a new studio, and Lucasfilm went to him and said, "Hey, can you do this?" So this game's not out
Releasing
until
2029.
Yeah, 2027
so, like-
would be like a pipe dream, but 2029, 2020, 2030 would be, you know, realistic.
Jason Schreier of Bloomberg said like there's no chance it's coming out before 2030, and then like Casey Hudson was like, "Oh no, it's definitely coming out before then." And I'm like, "Is it though? Because I don't think it is."
I mean,
It's
like
definitely not.
2029.
Like-
I mean, they might announce it to come out before then, but is it coming out before then? No.
They might have an initial release date and then inevitably get delayed by a year.
Mhm.
No, I mean about this one, like the only thing that I can say about this, like I don't really have any attachment to KOTOR, so like whatever. But I saw this and I was like in a voice chat with a couple of my friends, and I was like making a joke of it. I was like, "Wow, they're gonna call it Photor," and then like it literally popped up on the screen, swphotor.com, and I was like, "Come on, man, that's so stupid." But yeah.
Yeah, that one I'm keen on, but again, I don't have to worry about that for a few years. The other Star Wars game was Galactic Races, which is like, it's not pod racing, but it's just like a racing game. And I'll play the trailer.
Made by
while I
the
talk about it.
Burnout devs.
It's made by a bunch of people from Criterion who they did Burnout and Need for Speed. They also worked on some of the Battlefront missions for the Battlefront VR game that was done by Criterion. These were sort of the lead devs from that. And then when EA screwed Criterion over and forced them to start making Battlefield, these guys left and started a new studio. And this is
Didn't
what
they do Squadrons as well?
That was done by
Was that
Motive.
Criterion? Oh, right.
Yeah. The really cool thing for this one is it's timeline-wise, it's set after the fall of the Empire and a few years after the Battle of Jakku. So it's set about, if you go timeline-wise, it's set about 5 years after the Mandalorian storyline that we know.
I'm gonna be so real with you, Luke. I do not give a single shit about where in the timeline the Galactic Racer Star Wars game is.
Nope.
But the
Not at all.
reason why that's important is because that's how they're putting in all the different vehicles from the different timelines into the one game. They've
Yeah,
come
I
up
mean
with a
they could
proper
just save
reason why.
time travel, and I'd accept it.
Or it could
Yeah,
just
but
be
time-
Star Wars and people just made some junk
Yeah.
races.
The thing that I like about this is there is actually a story mode to it. So there's a proper reason for you to race and rah. And at the end of the trailer, Sebulba pops up. So he's old man Sebulba. He's got a beard and everything now. And he was in the game that came out recently on MetaQuest. He was in that one as well. No date for this one, but you know I wasn't expecting a date for it. And the only other game that I really I'm going to rage about is Total War Warhammer 40,000. One, I really disliked how David Harbour came out and he made this big deal about the Total War series going in a whole new place you've never expected it before. And he goes, it's going to Warhammer. It's like, motherfucker, there's been 3 of those games from Total War already.
No,
But they did the fantasy
40K.
stuff.
But
This
that
is
was
the-
Warhammer, not Warhammer 40k, Luke.
Yeah.
I don't care. That's like me saying
Hmm.
Star Wars and Star Wars: The High Republic. Nobody gives a fuck about the difference. It's still Star Wars.
No,
Oh, no,
Luke.
the people that are
Warhammer people
really
give
into
a fuck.
I don't
They give
care.
every fuck imaginable.
But my,
Yeah.
my issue, not my issue. That's just like bad way to promote that. You know, they could have chosen different words. But my issue is just that it's going for the first time ever. It's going from PC to console. It's going to PS5 and Xbox Series X and S at the same time as the PC version, and that's great. More people can play the game. The series is really good. The Total War series as a whole, I mean, and it's like cool. But there's no Switch 2 version, and it's like okay. So a game that's been PC for the 20 odd years it's been around, which is built from mouse, is not going to the one console that comes with a mouse. And you might go, oh yeah, but you know that's the thing. But then half of the Total War games have already been ported by Feral to mobile phone, so they also have touchscreen support. So the one console that has both mouse and touchscreen support is not getting the Total War game, and I'm confused as to how they're rationalizing that in their
It'll
development.
come. They just want the double dip. That's the thing, right? Is that like there are so many games announced here. It's like that it's going to come to Switch 2 later, and people are going to pay again for it. Like it's just going to happen.
The Bandai double dip.
Yeah, the Bandai double dip.
My favorite part about this announcement wasn't actually to do with the announcement specifically. So like David Harbour comes out and he gives his bullcrap spiel, and everyone in the audience goes nuts because whatever. And he just starts talking a whole bunch of crap, and then he ends it with like, "Oh, there's a new Warhammer game, and obviously I'm in it." And he waits for applause, and then my partner who's watching with me goes, "So he's also in the new Lily Allen album," and I just lost my shit. I thought that was so good. It was an absolute chef kiss moment.
Oh my god, that's beautiful.
She comes out with some zingers, dude. It's so good.
I did notice there were a lot of those moments in this show where they made a joke and waited for applause, and then it just never happened.
Yeah.
It just makes me laugh.
Like, what's the general consensus from like the game devs about the Game Awards? Do people care?
Not really.
From game devs, I'd imagine
Yeah,
they
Publishers
care
care.
quite a lot.
yeah. Publishers definitely care. Like, for sure.
Well, it's the debut for a lot of games, and it's like the only time in the whole year that developers actually get to show their face to something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I don't know. For a lot of developers, like it's not worth it because like Team Cherry didn't go this year because it's like wildly fucking expensive. To
Yeah,
do
but that's I'm talking about like
I think Team
developers
Cherry
who are
can
like in
afford
Europe or in America. Like not if you're flying from Australia.
that. Team Cherry can afford it, but like even like the tickets are to like go to it, it is very expensive. Like you don't just
Yeah.
get a free ride if you're nominated. Like one
Totally.
person gets a ticket, and any other person that you want to bring with you, you have to pay like 10 grand a table. Like it's fucked.
which is insane. Like,
Which is why it's even hilarious that Sandfall Interactive, Expedition 33 devs brought their entire 33 people to them to the award show.
I mean, they had $1 trillion, so they can do that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. Angelo, was there anything else at the Game Awards that stood out to you?
Yeah, I mean some of them have already been mentioned. The doggy game, the chicken lady game.
the ducky game.
The dog game, the chicken game.
I had a little bit of a giggle when Escape from Duckov showed up. I was like, that's actually a pretty good idea. I'm probably not going to play the game, but it's a good joke.
Oh, I think I missed that was even part of it. I just
it
read
was- it
Luke's
was in-
article
it was in
about
the
the
ad break.
trailers.
It was in the ad break, and the ad breaks when
Yeah.
they throw in like the mobile games a lot, so that's
Right.
why that was in there. That's
Yeah,
where
I
Rust
mean, yeah.
Mobile was officially announced too. So
Like I said, I'm not going to play it, but it was a good joke. I mean, yeah. So the one that really stood out to me though was the stop motion game that I mentioned before, and Orbitals. Orbitals is really cool. But in terms of just like pre-rendered, crap that's not going to look anything like the game, I thought that Divinity looked really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was an
It was a
insane
neat
trailer.
what's
It's
really
just-
funny,
It gave
if
real
you
like
watch the
Diablo
trailer-
4 announcement vibes.
yeah. If you watch that trailer on YouTube, it says at the start of it, before you see anything, even logos or anything, it says for adult audiences only.
Yeah.
And then the comments on that is like, that was not at the Game Awards, because the Game Awards had the people being thrown into the roof and all that.
Well,
So
also if you watch that trailer backwards, it's about a demon coming to a village and making everyone throw a nice party.
It's true.
Oh, it just reminded me. How cringe was the Diablo 4 expansion like talking to the Game Awards people?
Oh yeah.
Oh god, no.
Oh, and the other one was Control Resonant. I thought that was a cool announcement as well.
Yeah.
Again, pre-rendered, but I think it's interesting. I like the control.
There was some gameplay
Yes.
in that towards the end, but it was 90% pre-rendered.
Yeah.
I will say though, I did make the joke that because Larian used wires to yank people into the sky, that Control just took advantage of that system.
Yeah.
There were two separate instances of people being while Control
What's the-
lowered them, Larian ripped them up. So
We'll quickly go over the games we're playing because it's been a long time and may as well extend the runtime even more. I'll start. I've been playing the new Pokemon Legends ZA DLC. It's quite good. It is a lot of fun, very challenging. Lots of new content. Yeah, bang up. Also been playing a lot of Sea of Thieves. I got laid off, and all of my coworkers also got laid off. So we've just been playing Sea of Thieves to shoot the shit. And
are you
have
trying to
fun.
drown your sorrows?
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't.
But yeah,
I couldn't. It popped into my head and I couldn't help myself.
Yeah, so yeah, enjoying that a lot. Also been playing Metroid Prime 4. I'm of multiple minds about this. I'm really enjoying it, but then there are some bits where I'm like, why the hell did they do that? It's real weird. There are some questionable design decisions. There are some things that they clearly changed quite late in development that they, like at the beginning, like Miles McKenzie tells you that you can approach the next thing in whatever order you like, and that's just like a lie because you can't do that.
It's a Metroid game. You can't do any order you like. It's the whole point of Metroid.
It was
The whole
clearly meant to be,
genre
like,
is
a
built
little bit
around not being able
more
to do that.
open. But no, I mean it looks fucking gorgeous on Switch too. It just looks phenomenal.
I played it in 4K 60, and the game just it's so good.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean it they also just like have a lot of things in the settings to help like reduce motion sickness, and that was like my biggest problem with prior Metroid Prime games is that like they were like I'm very prone to motion sickness, so being able to like change like whether or not the HUD's on and like how it controls and all of that, like it makes such a huge difference for me. So yeah. Michael, tell us about what
Hello.
you're playing.
I've been playing Small Peak with some friends. It's funny. I haven't played this weekend. I don't know. We've got to date the recording. This weekend, Peak has the Baby No Money concert in the game because Bing Bong is a Baby No Money fan, and he announced that he was retiring. So, I don't know, whatever. Some whatever weird corpo tie-in it is, but it looks cool. Haven't seen it yet though. Power Wash Simulator 2. I've been playing with some friends, which is like just good mindless fun. The game launched with multiplayer just incredibly broken, just like unplayably broken, and now it's sort of like playably broken. You still can't pick up the gnome in the game without you not being able to put it down. Like it's just
cool.
in your hands now, and you have to like save and restart the level. Like, well, not restart, like reload the level. It's just wild to me that that's a bug that hasn't been fixed. Like, I don't really understand. Like, it's really, really weird.
Clearly, the guy who's programming the game has a gnome in his hands and he can't put it down himself.
Yeah, it's just odd. And I wrote MP4 the video format just as a joke. But I played the intro to Metro Prime 4. I haven't started playing it properly yet because I've got some leave coming up after this week because my last week at work. So I'm gonna smash into it then. But I wanted to really highlight, pun intended, the HDR in Metroid Prime 4 because holy shit, they fucking nailed it. It is if you have an OLED display or a display that is capable of producing really good HDR, and I'm not saying I don't want to be an elitist piece of shit. I'm not saying your whatever TV says it does HDR. Fuck that garbage. The Switch 2 screen says it does HDR. It does not. That's a fucking lie. If your TV does proper HDR, calibrate your Switch correctly, and just enjoy. It is absolutely stunning. They did a really, really good job.
I'm drawing a blank here, but didn't Metroid Prime 4 have its own HDR thing when you started it? When you selected the
Has a brightness thing, which like most games have. But just calibrate the HDR in the system settings, which they've also improved, by the way.
They massively improved that. It was
massively improved.
Dog shit at launch. It was basically impossible to figure out what you're supposed to do.
Vincent Teo, who's the guy at HD TV Test, dropped another video yesterday, just going through like the changes and how you should work with the changes. But it looks like they've basically fixed almost all the issues with the calibration, so you can basically set your HDR correctly, which is awesome.
It is absolutely gorgeous. Angelo, what have you been playing? You been playing anything at all?
Well, just before I get into what I'm playing, I wanted to make a quick spiritual mention of the new Street Fighter movie. I'm very keen for that. Very keen for that.
Like,
That
it
trailer
looks bad, but in the correct way.
Exactly. Yeah. It looks super campy, super stylish. Yeah, I do not think that film was going to be good, but I do think it's going to be very fun. And that's what I'm.
It looks like it was made in 2001 in like a really fun way.
Yeah.
You know, 2001 where they're like, we have special effects and like we can do all of this crazy shit, and like just nobody was stopping them from doing that.
It's like, will it look more like? Will it feel like the original Street Fighter movie with Van Damme and Kylie Minogue, or will it feel like Dragon Ball bad? Like it's made bad, but it is bad, or
I think it's gonna look like Dragon Ball, but be better than Dragon Ball.
Like anytime that you can see people moving in a way that there is very obvious wire work and everyone has silly costumes and that there are crash zooms, like I am 100% in. Like I'm so into that. Totally.
So, and the fact that it's basically using 100% like wrestlers in the movie is just perfect.
Did you see how huge the guy who's playing Zangief is? He's like twice the size of anyone on that stage.
He's the guy from the third season of Reacher. And he towers over Alan Richardson. He's so insane. Massive. He's absolutely huge.
Jason Momoa was in it, right? He was
yeah. But he just looks like a normal sized dude compared to this dude.
Yeah. And then Jason Momoa was usually like the big guy on the stage. And then he walked out. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Very cool. But back to the games though. So look, guys, I kind of fell off the wagon a little bit. I'm back on my bullshit somewhat. I jumped back into Pokemon Legends Arceus and almost finished it within about a week or so. I say almost because I got to the final battle and I'm like, oh god, all right, I finally beat Dratna, brilliant. And then there's a damn second stage to him, and I'm like, I am so out. I'm not doing this again. Screw it. So I closed the game and I'm just like, I finished the game as far as I said.
There's a screenshot of the guy, by the way, in the chat. And that's not like a weird like camera trick to make him look taller. That's like he's just fucking huge.
Oh my god, good. Speaking of, Todd Howard came on stage and then they immediately switched to like a low camera angle to make him look taller. I thought that was so fucking funny. It was so funny. Because he came out and I was like, wow, I always forget how short he is. And then like the camera angle changed to be like below him. And I was like, come on, man. That's good.
I also started Pokemon Legends ZA. I just paused it for a moment because I'm going to Europe this week, and so I didn't want to get too deep into it and come back and be, confused as to what I'm doing. So I kind of stopped early on in the game. But from what I saw,
you should be doing it though. You should be playing it and prepare yourself for France because Lumiose is France.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. Maybe I can do that on the plane. But yeah, no, I'm actually kind of enjoying it. It's not too bad. Don't really have a whole lot to say of it at the moment. Still chipping away.
I'm sad that 100 platinum points is locked behind loading that game up, and I don't own it and never will.
Yeah, right. Still chipping away at Assassin's Creed Shadows. I really want this game to be over because I want to just get to the good bits. And the worst part is that like we're chipping away, and like this is the difference between me and my partner because we play games together. This is the difference is that I just want to kind of like mainline stories and stuff because there are so many games that I just want to get to and just finally finish some and stuff instead of having like dozens of them just spread across and having to slowly chip away at them. Whereas her entire thing is open world games and just ticking off checklists. She loves just getting in there and exploring everything. And the problem is that
Ooh, a chicken.
Yeah, absolutely. Or she'll come across some weirdo in the woods and she'll be like, oh, I've got to go do his entire quest line now. And then we'll just find some dude who'll just pop out of nowhere and just decide to fight me and I'll kill him. And then we'll open up our objectives map to find out who it was that we killed because it's obviously someone special. And we've already got like 20 circles of people like there to like sort of try and kill. And then another circle just turns up and we're like, how many more people in all these different organizations do we have to kill? Like there is just checklists on top of checklists in this damn game.
I watched I was at a mate's place the other day and his fiance was playing it on their screen in the living room, and I was just watching the gameplay and I'm like, this game looks so nothing. Like it's really weird. I couldn't even describe like what I was watching. Like it looked visually bland, and I was like, what is even like happening? I don't know if that's the reaction that you had to it, Angelo.
No, I like it. I like the aesthetic. I like the place. I like everything about the game when I'm actually doing something that's consequential or feels fulfilling, rather than just like ticking down a checklist. The thing that just annoys me is that like this game. So Odyssey, I really enjoyed because again, it was just a really cool sense of. It has a really cool sense of place, really cool, interesting story, interesting characters, cool tone. Like it's very jokey and things like that. But that game just had too much going on at some points. And then we go to Valhalla, where it was the complete opposite in terms of tone, where everything was depressing and sad and drab, and you're kind of a bad person because you're going out just like pillaging like small villages and burning down their churches and stuff and stealing everything. But then like that game was even bigger to work with and took so much longer. And this game kind of sits in between those two.
Yeah.
For me, where I just wish that the games were just so much shorter. I wish they were just a lot more focused. But
Yeah.
this is what
It's like I wish something was as mechanically good as like Assassin's Creed Shadows, but the length of Assassin's Creed Mirage, because Mirage was like a really great length, but
it was good.
it was mechanically kind of just shallow.
Like I could even do with something that's twice as long as Mirage, because Mirage was like 12 hours or something like that. I looked at the time on our in-game clock in our game. We've clocked 54 hours, and I've still got like 60% more of like these damn people to try to assassinate. Like there was so much to go.
I had
And
that
the
problem with
expansion.
Odyssey, just like Odyssey alone. Like, I think I've told this story before, but like when I was playing Odyssey, like I played for ages and ages and ages. Like I have to be like near the end at this point. I was like 70 hours in, and then I looked up a guide to see like the main story things, and I was like a quarter of the way through, and I was like, I'm just quitting. I can't fucking do this. Like I just can't. So
Yeah,
I never finished that game. It's just they're too long now.
Yeah, and then yeah, like Luke said, you got the DLC to go and stuff as well. But I don't think I'm gonna bother with any DLC for this game at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, I'm enjoying it. It's just taking a long time, and I just want to get other stuff. And speaking of other stuff, particularly old stuff, I picked up the Mass Effect trilogy on Steam for like $9, and I've been playing that on Steam Deck. And I'm like, oh
Hell yeah.
this is my comfort food. I love
The
Mass Effect so
the
much.
remastered release.
Yeah, the Legendary
With the
Edition.
yeah.
How does it
Oh,
work? Like
so
I've
good.
actually not tried running an Origin game on Steam Deck. Is it like a pain in the ass, or does it just work?
No, it works just fine. Yeah, you just get it through Steam. It loads up. Initially, you have to load the launcher and you have to log in, but then since then, I haven't seen the launcher at all. Like I
Yeah,
just
cool.
load the game up and it just loads
backgrounds
directly
it.
out of Steam,
Cool.
which is really, really cool. And it actually works really well on Steam Deck. It runs pretty well. There are some hitches in some of the areas, like for whatever reason, like in the first game at least, because that's where I'm up to. In the Citadel, sometimes it chugs a little bit. I've just gotten to the first Mako mission where you got to find Liara. And that has a little bit of hitching in it. Like sometimes it goes down to like 45 FPS because I've only got the original Steam Deck, so it only maxes out at 60 FPS.
Yeah, it's
But
been
for the most
going
part,
through
like, it runs really well.
removing the Origin dependency on some of their games, so maybe that'll hit.
Yeah, I think
Legendary
this.
Edition at some point.
I read online that there are some issues with it clocking your achievements on
Yeah,
Steam,
right.
and like it's something to do with Origin. And if you run the game in offline mode, it works. But I haven't had that issue. I've still been able to get achievements, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But yeah,
What a
like if you
banger
pick it up for
trilogy.
like $8-9, like it is an absolute
Yeah.
steal. That's like $3 per game, and each game is a damn banger.
I've like having seen it run on the Steam Deck. I don't have a Steam Deck, but like it makes me want a Switch 2 port of that trilogy so bad.
It would run.
It
super
would be
well
perfect.
on Switch too.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would be perfect.
Especially because like it's a game that is like super well optimized for Nvidia graphics. Like so, the Switch 2 would benefit massively from it.
Well,
And
even
it's
more
Unreal
so
Engine
with the
3,
second
so-
games. Yeah, and even more so with the second and third games, because the first game was kind of garbage for optimization, but then the second one just ran like a dream.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All
that's
right,
me.
Luke, quickly take us through the things. Maybe just focus on the ones that haven't been mentioned. So, the 2 simulators that you've got listed here.
Yeah, I mean, so I played Shadows for review on Switch too. My experience, Ollie knows this, but I loaded it up, got a few minutes in, crashed. Loaded it up, a few minutes in, crashed. Ended up crashing for me 6 times in the end before I gave up and just tried a whole brand new thing, and it didn't have a problem. And then when I loaded back into my Xbox save again, no problem. So no idea what the hell was going on there. I played Farming Sim 25 for review, which I've got to write this weekend. It's fine. It's Farming Sim. It's on the Switch. It's slow. I mean, it's not slow. Like the whole point of farming is it's not running at 100 miles an hour, but just movement in general feels really, really slow in that game. And I don't know if that's a general farming sim 25 problem, or if it's a Switch 2 specific problem. So that's there. Also played Metroid Prime 4 because who's not playing that at the moment?
Hey.
But the only other game too that I played is Flight Sim 25 on PS5, which I was expecting like 100 gigabyte download for that one because it's massive on the Xbox. It was all of 8 gig because it streams like 98% of that game.
They're using
And-
the Series S method for that, so it just downloads the bare minimum and then streams everything else.
Yeah, and it fucking
Do you have
sucks.
the option of downloading stuff? Like the Xbox version has the option. You don't. Whoa. Okay.
On PS5, it's just the streaming version.
And it is bad because your internet speed determines how quickly you load into things. And the first time I had to load into something, like you have to pick like a local airport for your career where you start from. And for whatever reason, even though my airport where I live is in the game, I couldn't pick that as a starting one. So I picked one down the road and it took a few minutes to load in. And then, of course, it goes, oh, you're going to do some tutorials on learning how to taxi and learning how to fly and run. And then it takes me to another airport around the world anyway. So what the fuck's the point in going to my local airport if you're not going to maybe play there? But the reason that like that pissed me off is because that first load into that international airport took like 40 seconds. It was pretty quick. The next one, it took me so long to load in. I actually picked up my iPad and started reading a book because I needed to kill time because I was just sitting there waiting. And I got so distracted I wasn't paying attention, and the actual game started, and I crashed into a mountain and died because I wasn't paying attention to it. But it also the fact that but I started here in Victoria in Bacchus Marsh is my starting airport, and all the fucking people that work there are American, and it's all American AI voice shit. And it's like everything
Does
about
the
that
game-
game, like
Does the game at least cache the content that it downloads? You don't have to
that I noticed.
re-download it?
No.
Really? So if you go to an airport and you quit the game, restart it again, and go to that same airport, you have to download
It
it
has
again?
to do a full load again, yeah.
Okay, that's just bad design.
the flying of the plane is great. Like that, the flight sim games have never had that problem. Like they got the flying part down of the
I
flight
hope
simulator.
so.
But this version, it's so internet dependent that if your internet has any issues, any hiccups, you're instantly adding minutes of load time to the experience. And especially in the tutorials, where sometimes these tutorials are all of 3 minutes long. Like how to taxi your plane. Use these 2 buttons and that's it. And you taxi down the runway for 100 meters and you're done. And you've got to load back into the menu and then load back into the next tutorial. Yeah.
I just got to mention, like, my experience with Flight Sim 2020. I reviewed that for you, Luke. And when I was playing that, like, the tutorials, like, pre-launch were, like, real weird. In that, like, I, like, was in a tutorial, right, and it teaches you, like, how to fly in a small plane first, right? And I like just zooming through the air. And then, like, you can't do the next step until the person talking to you has finished talking to you and telling you about that. But you can, like, do all of, like, most of the other controls. So I'm, like, flying this plane, right? Like, there's mountains all around. And, like, I do the thing that they tell me to do. And then the like, flight instructor woman is like, oh, great job. You just learned how to do this. And I'm, like, getting closer and closer to this mountain. I can't, like, turn the plane. And then she's like, at the very end, she, like, tells me what to do next. And there's, like, a quarter of a second between her finishing and then me crashing into the mountain. So I couldn't finish that tutorial. They fixed it with the full release, but it was just very funny that I was just like watching me like run into this fucking mountain. I was like, I can't do anything because this woman is talking to me. Like, just tell me what to do and then I can turn the plane. Yeah. The fuck? What?
Yeah,
It's an accident. Don't judge me.
I've never seen that part before in my life.
If you want to play Flight Sim, it's there on PS5, but just be fully aware that it is the worst possible way to play that game. I couldn't imagine streaming that to my Xbox Ally or other, cloud-enabled device. I think that would be even horrible. And so it's like people would say, "Oh, they put that on the Switch." Having now played it on something that doesn't have the game fully installed, no, they should not. It should stay well clear of Switch 2. Also, the other day I got a thing. Oh, we've added Stranger Things stuff to the game. Like, why the fuck is Stranger Things now in Flight Sim?
Stranger
Top Gun,
Things isn't everything. That's the
Top
problem.
Gun, Maverick, Top Gun Maverick, and then Dune. Sure, I get those, but Stranger Things.
All right. Let's move on to 20 questions. Angelo, you are the game master this week.
I got it.
Okay, good, because he didn't have it 2 hours ago.
I didn't have it, but I got it now.
All right, Michael, do you want to start us off with a question?
You know what's coming, Angelo. Was it released on or after January 1st, 2010?
No.
Okay.
Was this released in the noughts, the 00s?
No.
Oh my god, it's hailing. Holy shit.
Whoa.
All right. Was this game released in the 90s?
Yes.
The pause.
I had to just double check that one.
Was this released on a home console?
No.
It's Game Boy Color, Virtual Boy.
Yeah. Was this game released on a platform that primarily used one color to render their games?
Yes.
Okay, so it's either Game Boy or Virtual Boy.
Yeah.
Probably not Game Boy Color. I mean, there were very few, truly exclusive Game Boy Color games, so.
Yeah. I mean, was this game released on Game Boy?
Yes.
Okay. Was this game developed in Japan?
Yes.
Is this game an RPG?
No.
A Game Boy RPG, man.
There were a lot.
Yeah, there were, but so
Does
not
this game
famous.
feature? Yeah. Does this game feature recognizable Nintendo characters?
No.
Is this game part of?
Oh, there you go.
Is this game part of a series?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that 10? That's 10.
It's 10.
Is this game a platformer?
Yes.
Okay. We're locking in.
A platformer developed in Japan that was part of a series.
Was this game published by Konami?
No.
I'm thinking, because obviously Square Enix basically were just RPGs at the time, or Square back then, I should say. And Enix were RPGs as well, so I don't think it's them. It's just some random game I'm not thinking of. So I'm thinking it's probably got to be Capcom.
Is this game part of the Mega Man series?
No.
Is this game licensed?
No.
Okay.
It's 15?
Yeah. Cool. 14 that was, sorry.
14? My bad, my bad. Counting on my fingers. You know, it's a Game Boy game developed in Japan, and it's a platformer. Developed in the 90s. Or released in the 90s.
I mean, I'm assuming it's Hudson Soft because I feel like Hudson Soft developed like 90% of Game Boy games.
I mean, I know they got bought out by Konami, but I don't know if they published their own games or if somebody else published them for them.
Honestly, not sure. I'm pretty sure they self-published a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I mean, I know they did a lot of Bomberman stuff, but I don't know if there were Bomberman platformers on Game Boy. Were they responsible for Hamtaro? They were, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this part of the Adventure Island series?
No,
It's a good question, though.
that's 15. That's 15. It is a good question.
Damn.
Wait, isn't Adventure Island, is that Konami?
No, that was Hudson.
Okay.
Yeah, Hudson Soft.
Oh, sorry, I'm thinking Adventure Kids, Stranded Kids, whatever, the island one with the kids. That's what I'm thinking of. Was this game developed by by Hudson?
No.
Okay. 3 and a guess.
3 questions and a yes.
That's not the Donkey Kong games because it was developed in Japan. It's not licensed.
Could be no, it's not going to be Kirby because it doesn't have recognizable Nintendo characters.
Mm-hmm.
What was the game that Game Freak made before Pokemon?
They made a few things.
I know they
remember.
did Pulse Man, but that was obviously on like Mega Drive.
Could be a Ninja Gaiden game.
Yeah. That was done by Tecmo back then.
Was this game? Did they develop it? I assume they developed it in Tecmo.
Yeah, they developed it.
Was this game developed by Tecmo?
No.
Well. Hmm.
I'm drawing a blank on platformers that aren't
Yeah.
Nintendo related.
And also part of a series developed in Japan. Like we've gone through like all the big ones, I think, in my head.
Okay.
It's probably it's obvious you're gonna get to the end and go like we've missed a really obvious one.
Is this series still around today? Has it had a release in the last 10 years?
Define what you mean by release.
Has a game released in the last 10 years? I don't know what to tell you, man.
Oh my god. It was like
Pretty self-explanatory.
Webster.com.
No. So I mean, are you asking if it's had a new entry in the series released?
Yeah, or like a
Because there are different
remaster.
types of releases for a game, particularly the older ones.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at. What kind of
Okay.
release are you asking for?
I would say like either a new game or like a remaster, but not just like a port, but like in a collection of ports or whatever.
Okay. No, it hasn't.
Okay.
So, do we know if the series is still going today?
It's
But
not.
that's literally just what I was asking about.
Yeah.
If the series was still around. It
At
hasn't
least I
had a
don't believe
new
so.
release
I
in
don't-
the last 10 years, but it may have had a collection of ports in the last 10 years.
You got one question and a guess.
Who did the like Demons on SNES, the Demon game that's like Ghosts and Goblins. They did like a Gargoyle one, I think, or something like that.
Oh,
Who developed that?
Wasn't that Capcom?
Is that Capcom? Did we ask about? We asked about Capcom already.
I believe so.
You did not
Oh,
ask
no,
about
man.
Capcom.
No, we didn't,
Motherfucker.
because
I think we just like pigeonholed ourselves.
I think so.
You asked about Konami. You asked about Hudson.
And we asked specifically about Mega Man, right?
yeah.
I feel like we're running out of devs. I feel like if we ask, like, Capcom should be the last question. Because, like,
Yeah.
if we can nail a dev, we can at least, like, maybe get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was this game developed by Capcom?
was developed by Capcom.
Motherfucker. Okay.
Now you have
I
to
don't
guess.
remember what this game's called. I'm pretty sure that's the one I'm thinking of. Like the
Gargoyle's
Game Boy
Quest?
version of the Demon's. Is it Demon's Crest?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called on SNES?
Yeah, the Gargoyles Quest, but was that a? Because it's on.
Is it even the same
last-
game? I don't
Oh,
even know anymore.
I don't know. I know there's Gargoyles Quest. That's it. And because it's on Nintendo Switch Online.
Oh, right.
It's a spin-off of Ghosts and Goblins.
Anyway,
Okay.
that's the only option we've got.
God, we can't even ask another clarifying question.
No, you can't.
Um,
It's just it.
Okay, well, it's not Mega Man.
I think we just have to go with it. I think
It's
We
not
just have
Resident. It's not Resident Evil on the Game Boy. Because it's a platformer. That's
Is that a
definitely
platformer? Okay, I was
No.
like, is that a
No,
platformer?
that's what I mean. I mean that one's not a platformer, so we know it's not that one.
okay. It can't be Gargoyles. Oh, it might be though. I was gonna say because it hasn't been. It's
It
not
hasn't
part of
had
the
a
series,
release
but it
in
kind
hasn't
of
had
is.
a remaster or a new release in the last 10 years, but it's been released in the last 10 years again.
Tough. I think we
I
just go
have
with
no
Gargoyles
clue.
Quest and hope for the best. Because
Yeah.
I don't think we have anything
Sure.
else.
I'll
Is
ask
that
it?
it? That's
Cool.
your-
All
that's
right,
your
yeah. Is it Gargoyles Quest?
Okay, all right. So,
I can't tell if that's a good start. per se.
you guys gave it your darndest.
Actually, it's Gargoyles Quest 2, and then we're just fucking.
Return of Gargoyle.
You guys are taking a swing here. All right, so released in 1990 in Japan and North America, and released in Europe in 1991 for the Game Boy, developed by Capcom. It is a spin-off of the Ghosts and Goblins series.
Oh my god.
This is the first entry in the series for Game Boy called Gargoyles Quest.
Holy shit.
We really looked into that
Very
one.
good.
God damn it.
Very,
Okay.
very good.
Fuck.
You guys are very good at completely driving towards the cliff and then someone finally waking up and
No
grabbing
way.
the steering wheel at the
That
last
sounds
possible
like-
moment.
Like that's also like we've gone through like every big platformer like developer in Japan. Like if it's not Capcom, I don't know who the hell it would be. It was some
That's what-
minor thing that we'll never guess.
That's why I asked if it was licensed, because I'm like, Capcom did a lot of licensed stuff, and he said no. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's probably not Capcom then. That's why my brain went away.
That was a
from
good
it then.
pick.
And that's why I needed to clarify when Ollie asked if it's been released in the last 10 years, because it came to the Nintendo Switch Game Boy app recently.
Yeah,
And I was like, is that the kind of release you're talking about? And then he specified a remaster or a collection rather than.
It's
a
so
straight
weird.
port.
Like I think that might be why I remember it, but I actually don't remember it coming to the Game Boy app. Like
Yeah, I think it kind of flew under the radar. But I played this game on Game Boy. One of my uncles had it.
I think I also played it on
Back
Game
in
Boy.
back in like 93, 94. And it's weird because it was also around the time that Disney cartoon series Gargoyles was on TV. And so
Mhm.
my 6-year-old lizard brain was like, oh, this is a game from the movie, or from the TV series. And then it wasn't until years later when I realized, no, those are two completely separate things.
I see Keith David getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah. Well deserved.
But yeah,
He's
so
the
well played,
voice-
boys.
He's the voice of what's his face in Gargoyles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The main gargoyle dude. But yeah, nice work, guys. You got there.
Thanks.
Somehow. That was not a deserved win. That was just pull it out of our ass at the last
Yeah,
second. But
that was
hey,
a dice roll.
we did it. That about wraps up this episode of the Vookcast. Visit the site, Vooks.net, for all your Nintendo news, reviews, and everything in between. To keep up to date, follow the site on Blue Sky, which is at Vooks.net, or jump on over to our Discord at bit.ly/Vooks Discord. You can find all of our social information and links for all of the stories covered in this episode in the episode notes on whatever platform you're listening to. Thanks for tuning, and we will see you in the next show.
Well, Angelo, are you ready for 20 questions?
Nope.
Well, you have
I
like
really
an
forgot.
hour and a half to come
This
off the
is-
game.
I'll figure that out. Don't worry about that. That's a me problem.
The most absolute beautiful start to this fucking episode.
'Cause
This cannot be any more classic.
Because I literally just thought, I'm like, oh shit, I didn't remind Angelo. Because if I didn't say anything, Ollie would have been like, and Angelo's the game master, and he would have been like, wait, what?
I was just thinking about it yesterday as well, and then I forgot about it today. So it's all good. I'll figure that out.
As I said, you have like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours before
Yeah,
we
it's
get
all
to that, so you got time.